It's time for Normalville. It's time for Normalville. It's time for Normalville. Gonna get a little crazy like you know we will.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Abnormal Hour. I am your host, Alex Rennie, with my partner.
Right, Gilda Brent.
And we're excited to have you here today. As always, we go straight into our recap of last week's episode. So everybody, welcome back. This was our whiteboard idea from last week. And this was bringing back the Flowbee. If you guys remember the Flowbee.
And which I wasn't aware of. It was an American product.
Yep.
Had a different name up here in Canada.
What was the name here?
I forget, but it wasn't as good as Flowbee.
Flowbee. Yeah, I remember it on late night infomercials. So this was our initial idea, and then this was our final result.
The difference, there is a difference. We had electrical cord hanging from the one in the sketch, and here we have the vacuum tube.
Yeah, so in the sketch we had the cord right here, and then funny. Never having seen a Flowbee and doing homework, they had these massive suction hoses. So I thought that would be a lot funnier than a dangling cord.
So yeah, that's evidence that neither of us have used a Flowbee.
And I just want to point out one more thing. This old lady, or not old lady, but elderly lady here on the right, she was modeled after an actual Flowbee model. There was like an elderly lady using the Flowbee, and she was wearing like a cream colored coat. So
imagine if that was one of your claims to fame. Yeah, I was in a Flowbee commercial. And that's all you got.
That's all we got. But that is the final Flowbee cartoon, which we'll be releasing probably tomorrow, maybe Thursday. But yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Back to our show.
Welcome back, and we're going to have our first news story of the day.
First news story. Man rides stationary bike for 297 hours to break Guinness record. Just ended a couple days ago. A restaurant owner in Spain broke a Guinness World Record when he spent 297 consecutive hours riding a stationary exercise bike. Ben Miles, owner of the Sun Amar restaurant in Banyola on the island of Mallorca, celebrated International Environment Day on June 5th by beginning his Guinness World Record attempt for the longest marathon on a static bike. Miles, who said his aim was to raise awareness of environmental causes, had to keep up a speed of at least 12 miles per hour during his attempt, rode for a total of 12 days and 9 hours, and was allowed a 20-minute break every 5 hours to change his clothes and take a brief nap. Guinness adjudicators were on hand during the entirety of the ride to ensure all record-keeping organizational protocols were followed during the attempt. Miles finished his record-breaking attempt by getting down on one knee and proposing to his girlfriend, Beatriz, who accepted.
He was down on one knee because he couldn't get up.
Right?
Well, while I'm down here you go.
It's funny because as much as I kind of admire the guy, he's a Guinness World Record breaker. That's sitting on a stationary bike for 12 days in a row. It's
297 hours. Insane. I would pick a different record.
Yeah, me too.
what yet, but
And one that would preferably be outside if I was on a bicycle. That's
one
just
that
my
wouldn't
personal.
cause butt pain or something.
But hey, man, good job, brother. Good job to
Yeah,
you.
good on you. Don't know. That record's going to hold for a long time.
Yeah, Ben, well done. From us here at Abnormalville, good job, my man.
Yeah, we'll send you a sticker. So, okay. So the second news story of the day. Austrian police fined a man 500 euros for loudly breaking wind when they approached him to check his identity. They said it was a massive fine because it was massive flatulence.
Oh, God.
When asked for his identification, he simply stared them in the face, lifted one side, and emitted a loud, massive flatulence in their immediate proximity. I'm reading from the news story. It'd be different. It wasn't in their immediate proximity, but it was. So the police said, of course, no one would be charged if one slips out accidentally. But this one was provocative. Yeah, the police said the man can challenge the fine if he likes.
500 euros, that's a lot of money.
That is a lot of dough.
And I'm thinking if you did that in the US, you probably wouldn't be fined 500, or even in Canada. But in Europe, that doesn't go.
They have atmosphere laws there, so
higher standards, better laws. That makes me think of Monty Python. I fart in your general direction.
That's what it should, of course, that's England, right? So England, there wouldn't be a fine because it's just expected. In Vienna, like, what was that?
That's what, I give the guy credit because he wants to be pulled over by the cops. Good for him. Whoever you are, my friend, we didn't get a name. Good for you. That was worth all 500 euros. With that, thank you for that story, Frank. That takes us to our next section, which is expert advice from the experts.
And now, expert advice from the experts.
And now, expert advice with Frank Hildebrandt.
Howdy ho, neighbor. So today we are going to deal with guitar. We're going to change a string on the guitar because most people don't know how. This is something in case of emergency, then you need to know. By the way, this guitar is my favorite guitar. I have 6. This one is my favorite. Paid $100 for it. I went in the store. I needed a composite guitar because I wanted a campfire guitar. So it's not real wood. Great sustain, awesome guitar. It's my favorite. Love it.
Don't you love when those kind of things?
When I bought it, all I did was go and listen to the sustain. And I said, sounds good to me. Check the neck. Perfect. I'll take it. And bought it on site. Turns out it's super good. So when you break a string, then I will grab my handy. This has, you can see, it has an end on there that will go right onto the.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, for speedy. And before that came about, you used one of these. I just did it by hand, and it took a very long time. Trivia. Do you know why Eric Clapton's nickname was Slowhand?
Slowhand?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was his nickname, so I have no idea why. Why would that be?
He's somewhat famous, you know.
I know who he is. I just didn't know he was called Slowhand.
So when he would break a string in concert, he would just change the string right there. Wouldn't grab another guitar. And it would take him a long time, sometimes half an hour to change a string. And he would just do storytelling while he's changing the string on his guitar. It would take forever.
That's fantastic.
So when you're to tighten the string, turn away from the center sound hole. Yep. And it's just common sense that it pulls it away instead of turning where it tightens this way, right? You want to pull it away. Always have a pair of wire cutters on hand. You can just clip the end off. In here, you have these little dots, and they're kind of shaped like molars.
They go down in, they have a root, they have a head here. And so you'll pull, use your wire cutters like a leverage. Okay, we have our string. Woo! I'm going to put it in the vacant hole where the molar came out of. I'll put it in there, drop it about 1.5 inches down, doesn't matter. There is a channel on this molar, face it towards the neck, and because the string is going to go inside that channel and pull down the neck, right?
Gotcha.
So you line it up, push it in. I grab something hard and push it in. Pretty good.
Again, kids, don't try this at home.
It's lots of slack.
Right on.
Because I want a lot of windings on the peg, because you don't want it slipping, right? And turning away, I'm just going to get it started a bit with my hand. And if you can see, I have a tuner right here. It's only about 1 inch big. Can you see it? And that will light up when you when it hears vibration, when it feels vibration. When it's green, it's in tune.
Nice.
Well
done, my friend.
Now it's happy. Happy guitar is a good sounding guitar. And we'll put that away.
That's a quick ditty. Ditty, 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 ditty. No?
A quick ditty?
Just a quick one, really quick.
Let's see.
Hear that new string. Nice. On the road again. So that sounded like.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah. It's still sustaining. You can't hear it, but it still is.
That's cool.
That's awesome. For $100, that's my favorite.
I was quite young when I was quite young.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Frank. That was awesome. Expert advice from our musical expert, Frank Hildebrandt. Now this brings us to our very first cartoon of the day, Whiteboard, baby. All right, everybody, welcome to today's first whiteboard.
I'm excited. What are we gonna do?
Whiteboard. So I had an idea that Frank and I had talked about the other day. We didn't really go anywhere with it because we knew we'd bring it up here on the show. So I had this image in my head. It could be like a sociopath or monster mixer, like a monster mixer. a dance with all these sociopathic killers. I'm thinking from the 80s, like, you know, Jason,
Yeah.
Mike Myers, fictional characters. And then from here,
You put
Norman
Mike
Bates,
Myers. He's a monster.
right? Norman Bates shows up with his mom. And like, so the other guys kind of look at him like, oh boy, here's Norman bringing his mom as his date again. What a loser kind of thing, right? So looking up famous women killers, there weren't that many, but if we go through mythos and history, there is Medusa. You know, she had the crazy eyes. Maybe she's wearing sunglasses because she turned everybody to stone. She has the snake hair.
Snake hair.
You know.
Talk about a bad hair day every day. She had fangs.
Well, she was part snake, right? So she had the snake body. That is one sexy monster.
Right, so everybody has a date and he brings his mom.
He always brings his mom, right? She's got her dress on.
Everybody else has a date. Okay. Norman Bates brings his mom. And just the punchline is that, oh, here's Norman again. Something to that effect. Okay.
They said the hardest challenge for me was finding a female antagonist, right? Because usually they're all guys, you see.
They're all guys. You had, there was Lizzie Borden from way back.
She's for real.
Right.
These guys are fictional.
These guys are fictional.
Trying to stay away from reality here, trying to make it that, because that gets too dark, right? We want to celebrate real killers. We want to just celebrate pop stars.
Yeah, I guess all there was Medusa.
Oh, well, there's like, you know, we could do Elvira, Vampirella, Bride of Frankenstein. She could have her.
Cruella.
What's that? Yeah. Are we done?
I think we're done.
That's pretty cool. That was an easy one.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of funny, actually. I like the idea of Norman just bringing his mother with him everywhere.
Yeah.
And with that, we're going to go to a word from our sponsor. A dingo's stealing your babies faster than you can make them? Are they wreaking havoc on your water buffalo? We have the solution for you. I'm Dingo Dave, founder of Dave's Dingo Service and Removal. Just give us 48 hours and we'll have those pesky dingoes gone from your property. People always ask me, Dave, are your methods humane? Do you catch and release them in another area? No, of course not. Those things are a nuisance. But we don't waste them. No, sir. We cook them and we eat them. Ain't nothing better than a dingo on a barbie. One adult dingo can feed a family for a week. We're offering a summer special right now. Through the end of July, if you use our services, you'll get a free dingo cookbook filled with dozens of tasty recipes for dingo. Call us today or book online at dingodaves.com. Thank you, Dingo Dave, for sponsoring today's show. We greatly appreciate that. Dingo Daves, who knew you could feed a family for a week on dingo?
I'm curious to know what the recipes are for dingo, like a meat pie or something, or stew.
Thank you again, Dingo Dave, for sponsoring our show, which brings us to our next segment, the top 5 greatest things on the Abnormal Hour.
Today's top 5 greatest things on a normal hour.
Frank, what are today's 5 greatest things?
Okay, today's top 5 greatest things about staying home during this COVID time.
How timely.
Number 5, you find out peanut butter can go with just about anything.
That's good.
Go ahead, try it on pizza. I don't care.
Have you done that?
Well, yeah, on a different kind of pizza. Yeah, I did.
Before you go to the next one, my favorite breakfast is taking pizza from the night before and then frying eggs and putting it right on the pizza and eating that for breakfast.
Yeah.
Love it.
So many things you can do with yesterday's pizza.
Totally.
Fantastic.
My family makes fun of me all the time. Like, you're going to fry an egg and put it on the pizza again, aren't you? I'm like, yes, I am. Like, why would you even question that?
Yeah, just work on your Italian accent when it
It's
back
cool.
home. We all do this back home. Number 4, you can keep the kids busy for hours with indoor hopscotch.
Nice. Better hope that you don't live in an apartment on the floor and there's people below you when you're doing the hopscotch. We don't
That's
recommend you do that.
Number 3, after grandma runs out of things to do, you find a crocheted pair of underwear in your drawer. Nice and cozy. Number 2, your car gets 5 days to the gallon of gas.
Sure.
That's the greatest thing. And the number 1 greatest thing about staying home during this time of COVID, the Beatles haircut comes back in style.
How fitting with our Flowbee career.
That's right. So nobody can get a haircut. Everybody has the same hairstyle.
So thank you for that, man. That today's top 5 list. That is awesome, Frank. And that brings us to cartoon number 2 on the day.
What boy? What boy? What boy?
Hey guys, welcome back to whiteboard number 2. And Frank and I were just having a little powwow, and we were inspired by the Guinness Book of World Records. And we were thinking
They're quite often strange events.
they're strange events, but we thought would be funny was an unintentional record. And what I was thinking of as he and I were talking was, what if there was like a circus and like you see it's the human cannonball, right? And it was like the largest or longest human cannonball shot because they way overshot. Like the grandstands are here, like all the people are here, and then you see just this poor guy, like in the ground, and he's just like, he's smoldering. The ambulance and the doctors are here, and they're looking down at him like, oh boy.
So the longest shot out of a cannon onto pavement and survive.
As a human, right? Yeah, like
Yeah.
and he's just like completely trashed. So,
Or the longest survivor of road rash. He skidded for half a kilometer.
maybe he did 2 world records.
So the human cannonball shot has to be, he's the longest survivor of a human cannonball shot when they forgot to put up the net.
Without a net, just without a net. Oh,
Longest human cannonball shot.
brilliant, dude. Longest human cannonball without a net. Oh my god. Because and there was a net. Like he just missed it. Like they overshot. This could almost go a different way. We could see him in the hospital, right? And he's all bandaged up. You could be that hole where, the cast is elevated,
Yeah.
his foot is elevated,
Bandages.
and the circus people are there. He's all bandaged up, and like so we see like Bobo the clown, and everyone's come to visit him.
Okay.
And we're like, you know, hey man, you just so you know, you got the world's longest record. Hearing. They always got to look mean.
And then let's give him a name, like a normal name, like Ned or Ned.
I love this idea, man. This is gold, man. This is like I'm getting chills on this. I think this is absolutely a winner.
There we go.
Right?
We're all around, yeah.
Visited by all his friends. He's just completely, and then maybe someone's like, "Sorry about that, Ned."
And they've all autographed his cast. Like, get well soon. Something.
Like, oh, so maybe it's like, sorry about that, Ned. And but look at the bright side, you won the world record for. But I think this is gold, dude. This is a funny cartoon. I love this idea.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, like we just see him, everyone's, you know, he survived. He's okay. Well, as okay as he could
Sort of.
be, you know, looking like a mummy. Yeah.
Beauty.
Rock and roll, man. That was...
Screenshot.
Yep. That is awesome, man.
Beauty.
Wow. That was like 2 really fast ones today, not like the last week we did that, right?
Yep.
Good stuff. I like it. I like
Good
it.
job on the ideas. And shout out to anyone out there. If you have an idea, shoot it to us.
Yeah, please do. Thank you, guys. And I think what's awesome about it is the news did inspire us, which is why we do the news break first, because we think maybe something can come from these wild, wacky stories, right? And it did.
Yeah. We grab ideas from anywhere, from anything.
I'm really excited about the human cannonball.
The human cannibal. Love it.
That's great. Awesome. Well, that was quick. And now we're on to story time with our special guest, Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
And now, boys and girls, it's story time with Keanu Reeves.
Good afternoon, boys and girls. My name is Keanu Reeves.
Hi, Keanu.
Hello. You might know me from such movies such as A Walk in the Clouds and John Wick.
My mom likes Walk in the Clouds. That's her favorite.
It's a good romantic comedy for sure. Today's story is The Itsy Bitsy Spider.
Scary.
The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider climbed up the spout again.
What? So the spider didn't die?
No, the spider is not dead.
Can you kill him for me?
It's bad luck to kill spiders. But
I
you do know
think John Wick would kill the spider.
John Wick probably would. You know spiders are very dangerous. They could lay eggs inside your eyeballs or your ears when you sleep at night.
Ew!
Very, very dangerous. And a lot of them are poisonous. You know that as well, right?
Oh, wow. I'm not going to sleep tonight at all.
So make sure you watch out for the itsy bitsy spiders because you never know just what they're going to do. Well, Keanu, thank you again for story time. That was really wonderful. Always a pleasure to have Keanu on board.
Yep. Again, riveting. Fantastic.
Riveting. Like,
Yeah.
no one can quite deliver a nursery rhyme like Keanu Reeves.
That's right. He's
Thanks.
A1, the best.
He is A1, man. This brings us to our next section. Frank?
We have, did you know?
You know. Did you know?
Welcome back, guys. And we go now to Frank's Did You Know?
Today's Did You Know is about the Joshua Tree. Have you ever seen the Joshua Tree, Alex?
Oh, yeah, man. I've been to Joshua Tree National Park many a time, living in California, right? So.
And I hope you didn't try and eat one.
Mm-mm.
Good, because that's against the law. Who knows why, but they passed a law that you can't eat Joshua trees.
Joshua Tree.
Wow. So the Joshua tree belongs to the yucca family. And they exist between elevations of 2,000 to 6,000 feet.
Wow.
A bit up there. So that desert where you went, that's a little bit of elevation going on. Pollination happens when the yucca moth collects pollen, lays its eggs, and then the yucca caterpillar eats the tree's seeds. That's like the little circle of life. That's what helps the tree grow. Otherwise, it would grow even slower than it actually does,
Wow.
which is 2 to 3 inches per year.
That is pretty small.
And they do grow up to 40 feet tall, but it takes 50 to 60 years to get to their mature height. And they do live a long time. The oldest one is about 1,000 years old.
Wow.
And on average, they live about 500 years.
That's
Joshua
really
tree.
cool.
Very cool. Did you know?
With that, I do need to do one more little thing before we wrap up, and this is for the elderly out there, because my mom and dad are two of our biggest fans, and they were watching it. My mom said, you know, we'd really love to see the final drawing after the whiteboard. Like, Ma, you do. It comes in the next episode. We don't do it then and there. Oh, I didn't realize that. So just so you know, we do draw these pictures from the whiteboard, but it takes a few days. We can't do it that day. Trust me, we've got to edit this video, get it out for you guys. But we try to, we want to release it by the time the next podcast comes. So rest assured, anything that you saw today, you will see at least one, if not both of those cartoons on next week's podcast. So
If anybody has any videos, we still want to see those. If you have any ideas, get on the website, submit your ideas. Also, if you're watching the show, to gain success, we need likes and shares. So lots of people watch it and then they go away. We need your help. Can you help us? Go to that like button and click that. And even better yet, share it with someone. Because more the merrier, merrier means happy. That's what we're doing.
absolutely.
Happy.
So, and thank you again for watching and being a part of us and supporting us, because yeah, we need all the support we can get at this stage. Right?
Yep,
So
help us out.
thank you, Frank. Thank you, viewers. Vaya con Dios.
Ciao.
And now we're leaving. We gotta go. And now we're leaving. It's the end of our show. We had a good time. It's come to an end. We hope you had a good time. A good time, my friend. And now we're leaving. That's the end of our show. And now we're leaving. We gotta go.